Today's top stories at NBR, the RBNZ's challenge, NZ King Salmon shrinks, Rua launches first medicine, and there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, 100% subscriber funded and proudly brought to you by you, as is every story at nbr.co.nz. It's Tuesday, April 19th. I'm Paul Brennan. Thanks again for joining us. Special character protection for up to a quarter of Auckland's heritage homes is set to be axed under proposals announced by the city's council. The council is responding to central government law changes requiring local authorities to allow more housing intensification. On Tuesday, Auckland Council kicked off 3 weeks of public consultation on how it plans to implement the reforms. This includes making a case for conserving some of the city's 21,000 character villas and bungalows. However, the council must produce strong evidence to justify protecting heritage homes as a qualifying matter under the new law, and the threshold is high. General Manager Plans and Places John Duguid said the council had done extensive work evaluating character areas site by site to decide which might qualify. Reserve Bank Governor Adrian Orr has highlighted the challenge the bank faces in trying to rein in inflation without creating a recession. Orr told an IMF webinar that central banks around the world were facing high and sustained inflation. They had to keep inflation under control in the context of a global health shock, which had been exacerbated by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. He was interviewed last week by the IMF's acting director of its Asia and Pacific Department, Anne-Marie Guild-Wolf. Orr said New Zealand had the advantage that it had been able to stall the onset of COVID-19 until about 95% of the population was vaccinated. While the country had done well in its health response, that had come at a cost in terms of the border restrictions. NZX-listed medical cannabis firm Rua Bioscience has launched its first medicine, Rua CBD 100, so registered medical practitioners are now able to prescribe it in patient treatment plans. Rua is one of just 2 companies in New Zealand manufacturing medicinal cannabis that has met the minimum quality standards as set out by the Medicinal Cannabis Agency. The launch also marks the start of the first compassionate access scheme for medicinal cannabis in the country. The company received approval to sell the product in the New Zealand market last December. At the time, it said while it plans to implement a seed-to-sale strategy, this first product is being made with an imported CBD isolate, which helped speed up the certification of its manufacturing facility. After being blindsided by an unusually high summer spike in salmon perishing due to most likely the warming waters, NZ King Salmon leaders decided that the most prudent thing to do was to shrink. And with that, the NZX-listed company downsized the business from about an 8,000-tonne business to a 6,000-tonne business as a result. It's been the most challenging time of my career for sure, NZ King Salmon CEO Grant Rosewain told NBR. He was speaking from Sydney Airport, where he was waiting for a flight back to New Zealand soon after sharing the company's results for the year to January 31st, 2022. A net after-tax loss of $73 million, described by Forsyth Bar analyst Jamie Fuchs as underwhelming. Dual-listed chemical specialist DGL has bumped up its earnings and revenue guidance for the 2022 financial year after performances in its 3 operating segments exceeded expectations. DGL in February reported its sales revenue in the 6 months ended December 31st was up 182% to $143 million. Each of its divisions, chemical, manufacturing, warehousing and distribution, and environmental solutions, reported increases in revenue. All 3 operating segments are performing strongly with increased activity due to market and seasonal factors, DGL founder and chief executive Simon Henry said. The company's share price rose 5 cents to a record high $3.78 this morning, Tuesday morning. The head of the menswear division at dual-listed clothing retailer Halenstein Brothers has resigned after little more than a year in the role. The company said in a stock exchange announcement today, Tuesday, that Halenstein Brothers chief executive Jason Barrow would leave the company from May 1st. He joined the company in 2012 and took over as head of Halenstein Brothers in February last year. Barrow had resigned to concentrate his energy on other opportunities, the company said. The full details of those stories stories and more are at nbr.co.nz right now. Wednesday at NBR, get back to where you once belonged, the office versus working from home debate, and accounting firm EY launches a new financial services group. I'm Paul Brennan. Join me again from around lunchtime tomorrow for the morning's NBR trending stories. Then again right here from 5:30 for another NBR Today.